then.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is a 1920 Chicago scene. If you are not over the age of 18, please immediately stop watching. We are not responsible for any corruption that happens to your mind. The scene will begin with our three players arriving for the New Year's masquerade. Nebula got hers with a bouquet of half-wilted flowers from spring. Tiny got his with a box of chocolates from summer. And Vincent got his with a cake from Weston and Mary. Whoever wants to talk first may.
I'm literally taking the half-wilted flowers and throwing them across the room.
Well, I assumed you would do that. We know how much you love spring. Billy has slid into the room and is like doing like a air waltz with himself, an invitation in one of his hands.
Come on in.
Yeah, I get to wear a suit. Look at my mask I made, and it's like a plain white, like anonymous kind of mask, but it's got like floral flowers all around it and little spirals made out of ivy and stuff across it.
Billy, my friend, dance with Tiny.
You might crush me, Sir Tiny.
I will be gentle. Let's do this. Stand on my feet.
Vinny is just gently shaking his head with a slight smirk on his face.
Tiny is a good dancer. He's a tiny dancer.
Yeah, you would not necessarily. Nebby is actually still is wearing a coat over the dress, mostly because the door is opened and she doesn't really want any more attention drawn to herself than is absolutely necessary.
So your mom steps in. Granted, she's wearing a pink and gold gilded kind of masquerade mask and an almost completely translucent gold, pink, and green dress. The only reason you know it's your mother is the long cigarettes she carries that she's smoking one of right now.
You look stunning.
I would hope so. My king did spend quite a bit of money on this. She says it with a sadistic smirk.
She's just gonna kind of look over at the wilted flowers and just kind of trying to hide them.
She raises an eyebrow and mutters something about taking him to meet the underground queen for a lashing at some point. Billy's not even paying attention to this conversation. He's having too much fun dancing with Tiny. That's the only reason your mother made that comment.
I look beautiful in my dress. Just saying.
Yes, you do.
Well, I can't say the monarchs won't be amused, Mr. Tiny.
Their amusement is, of course, my utmost goal. Speaking of, I brought a gift for the Summer Queen.
No?
Oh, God.
It's a cake.
Oh, God.
What was it, Vincent's cake? Did you steal Vincent's cake for her?
No. I wouldn't do that. It's a cake that I bought at the store.
Oh, well, the way to the summer's heart is through her stomach.
That's what I was told. She liked cake.
First and second rib. Depends on the situation.
I just go straight through the sternum because my chompers are strong.
Like, as soon as she notices Vinny, she like goes over to him and like starts straightening his jacket or whatever else accessory wise he's carrying.
You look very beautiful, Nebula.
Vinny is just super quiet. He's just been kind of watching everybody, and he, underneath his mask, she can see a slight smirk on his face when she starts straightening his suit, and he says, "Thank you."
Yes, we wouldn't want you thinking you're offering any bare skin to our king.
Nebby's just
Takes in a deep breath.
eyes down to the floor.
Now, I should warn you, in a short month, he'll be in rulership of the city.
Well,
So-
that is when spring comes around.
I'm just warning you, prepare to kiss a lot of ass with a lot of tongue.
He offered me to go under table.
Her eyebrow twitches. Yes, he does that a lot. I don't think there's anyone besides you three he hasn't slept with in this city.
I'd like it to stay that way.
Well, maybe Mary. He's not, without trying. Oh,
Tiny gets really mad-faced when she says that.
And Nebby's just gonna kind of eyeball like, what? She's a child.
Vincent kind of just grimaces about it.
With Guardian's consent, she's of age. Trust me, me and Weston don't agree with it, but
Billy, to dance.
Billy will totally salsa out the door with you.
Waltz, 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 waltz.
You're waltzing
Vinny,
kind of salsa.
Vinny offers his arm to Nebula and he says, "My lady."
Oh, you kids are just adorable. Your mom says if she leaves.
I didn't want to show this in front of Billy, but I think you need to see something before I take my coat off in public.
Is she saying that to her mom and Vincent?
Yep.
Her mom will stop and turn and look. Vincent and
Vinny,
you have a full view of her back and ass.
She will take it off to kind of pull open the coat. And while it doesn't show everything, the parts from like the collarbone, I mean, if you ever see her naked, which I don't necessarily think anybody is, it's all the way down to like about midway down her thigh, or what would be her thigh.
Your mother is immediately pulling out a pocket watch because, good, we have time. We're going to go see Dorothy.
She'll nod.
Vincent, would you like to meet someone else of the Winter Court?
I wonder
Yes.
if she will
Thank
dance
you.
with me.
So, your mother, who does not care an inch in dick or tells of showing off, will drive you all to what looks like an abandoned shop. Like it's two stores adjoined. One side is a bookstore, the other side is a tailor shop. But they look like they've been out of business for years. Come on. Billy, wait in the car, dear. Which Billy will totally suffice waiting in the car and nomming on a lollipop.
I will high five Billy on the way out.
He'll high five you right back.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a good night.
All of the children. Inside is much cleaner and less abandoned looking.
Gonna dance. Gonna dance.
Vinny's eyes are just kind of slowly scanning the room.
Nebula's just kind of taking the whole place in.
Since I don't have a picture for her actual shop yet. There's about 4 long tables set up with just different colored fabrics. There's 2 sewing machines. There's hand sewing kits. There's like 6 mannequins sprawled out with like random different designs on them. Paper, pencils, glitter, lace, all sorts of stuff just scattered everywhere. But just to Tiny and Vincent, it looks like a disorganized mess. To Nebula, there is a system of organization there.
And she is just absolutely green with envy at like this space, this workbench. It's just like,
Vinny is just kind of like looking at the mess and just in his mind, he just like, he doesn't say it, but in his mind, it's like, oh, she's a Wizened, of course.
Do you think that Margaret will dance with me if I'm wearing this dress, or should I put on the suit Dorothy made me?
Nebula's mother doesn't even know how to respond. She just continues walking into the shop.
If Mom has no idea how to respond, I sure as hell don't.
Help! Tiny needs help.
Vinny raises up a finger and he says,
"Be quiet."
Perhaps she would, but it is if she wants to make a scene.
I still feel like I'm not spelling her name right. My dyslexia is kicking in. Oh well. Dorothy shortly later will come out. Her Wizen form looks like a really about medium height, super skinny, like skin and bones, kind of skinny, spindle fingers. She's not ugly like most Wizens are considered. She's just plain. She'll kind of look between all of you and go, "Welcome to my shop."
Hi, Dorothy.
Hello. She like looks at Josie and Nebula, which Josie will say that Nebula needs a new dress for tonight. And then she looks at Tiny and she's like, and he might need a suit. I'm not sure yet.
But I look good.
I'll put it this way: you can probably wear the dress better than I can.
You look gorgeous.
I mean, you have quite a feature. No offense, I'm not coming on you, but you have the framework for the dress.
I have
Nebula, you look beautiful. Sincerely.
Just hang your head.
Dorothy's saying you have good curves.
Thank you.
I will do suit.
It's not the curves though. And she'll take off the coat that's hiding the like damage.
So, do you want all of that covered? I can alter a dress of my own design easily.
She'll just look up at Mom like, I don't know, there's time to go see. Okay, well, there's time to go see.
Sit.
She'll sit.
She'll proceed pulling out different fabrics and like holding them up to see what goes best, muttering about how it's hard to match fabrics to hedge cloth.
I'm sorry?
Your dress, the king requested it be made out of hedge cloth from the hedge between here and Arcadia. It's very rare, very hard to make, very expensive. As he put it, he wanted you to feel welcomed.
Her brow.
Vincent Norris.
He's not the best person, but his intentions are not always 100% bad. His kind have issues with controlling all their thoughts coming out of their mouth. So even if he likes you, he can be quite disrespectful, especially when he's hit the bottle or the pipe.
She'll nod, because now it's like, oh, well, this is just a part and parcel of what he is. It's what was done to him, it's not him.
Here we go. We'll use this black floral lace, and we'll give you a nice embellishment that should cover all your issues that you have, motioning to the damage, but will look like it was supposed to be there the whole time.
I must admit, your workshop is amazing.
Children, thank you. Weston does good at setting us wizened up.
Vinny smiles slightly.
In trade, I just keep all the city archives. Well, at least for our kind. He's looking at Tiny. Have you ever thought about wearing lavender?
No, I don't think about what I wear often. But would it look good on me?
I think so.
I think I will leave myself in your expert hands, my lady. And he'll do like a little bow.
She looks at Josie. I think this is the first time I've met one of your kind with any sense of manners. Most of them chase me down the street screaming, "Let me taste you."
If I did that, it would not be appropriate. Why would I do that? That just seems mean.
Hashtag Tiny doing better than other ogres.
I will say this, that whenever we ran, I had my hands full with little one, and he grabbed a beast, the very one who tried to keep me there.
I
But it
wouldn't hold.
wasn't his fault.
Yeah, I was going to say beasts go through some of the worst things we go through. Wouldn't really hold it against them.
Patricia is wonderful. Not as wonderful as Nebula, but she's still wonderful.
When she finishes stitching in the embellishment, about an hour's passed, she goes to the back and she comes out and she goes, I already had a few sample suits made if you want to wear one just for tonight. There's
I would love that. I'm going to get Margaret to dance with me. I know how to tango. We are going to tango. It is going to be amazing.
She kind of like looks at Vincent. Is Marguerite his lover?
I don't have a lover.
He's infatuated with her.
She is prettyful.
Spring
Not as prettyful as Nebula and Vinny, but prettyful nonetheless.
By the end of this game, I see Vincent having a harem
Oh my god.
of men and women worshiping him. She lays out a completely black silk suit, a lavender suit that's a mix between silk for the vest and then cotton for the rest, and then a blue and white suit.
What do you guys think?
Vinny just kind of like slowly like scans his eyes along the suit, gently like just stepping around and studying him. And he just says, I think it suits you.
Which of the three?
He grabs one that like, because Vinny actually knows how to do like makeup and everything, so he kind of knows what colors complement somebody. So he grabs one like that the color looks the best.
I mean, they all fairly look like they would look good on him. Black does make him look slimmer, but the other two do like bring out features of his also.
My
He
pearly
goes with
white
black.
teeth and my super red tongue.
So what he does is he goes with black, but he does adds a little bit of white, which matches his mask.
I love my mask.
Well,
Arr.
there we go. Anything else?
I'll start changing. Like, not really leave the room. I'll just change.
Dorothy tilts her head curiously and watches him change. Josie chuckles and whispers to Nebula, she's not used to seeing men naked, so this will be interesting.
Oh my.
Oh my. Don't say gay, say decay. Oh my. I love him so much.
And as you guys leave, she'll go back to making her dress, which literally looks like it's going to be just a flow of like glittery white lace off of her for her dance costume.
Dance.
And you guys can now head to the ball. Nebula, you're thoroughly covered with skin. There's peaks of skin that should be enough that please the king, but like she intentionally lined it up where every single scar is under the thick floral embellishments in the lace, so it cannot be seen.
Oh, thank God.
But like wherever there was unscarred skin on you, she let that peek out.
Yay! I'm not going to have to sit there and be really uncomfortable as I embarrass myself in front of everybody.
I assure you, I will be much more embarrassing than you.
Yeah, Vinny, he's just wearing kind of like a golden trim suit that matches his mask.
You both look so good.
I am pleased with my work, Dorothy calls out the door as y'all are leaving.
Dorothy, you're amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome. Which Josie will let you know anytime you need any specialty clothing, Dorothy is literally the only tailor in town.
Vinny makes note of that, putting that in the back of his mind. Hashtag eidetic memory.
So Josie will take you on your way towards the party. As you arrive, it is in a ballroom that is considered neutral ground for all courts. Everyone gets to use it. But you are informed the ones who actually own and run it are the courtless. And as you go in, there are 4 doors. Each one set up so each court can have their own special entryway with their own decorations to keep everyone from fucking fighting. And inside is the picture I had up earlier. But you will notice like each color and decoration in it has something themed towards each court to, again, please everyone and keep them from fucking fighting.
Tiny just keeps replaying that Peaky Blinders scene over and over in his head. No fucking fighting. No fighting.
She's going to kind of, Nebula's just going to kind of lean in over to Mom and be like, which one do I go through?
Well, you're technically courtless right now. So you could probably go through any entrance.
Vinny offers his hand to Nebula.
If you want, you could be mine and Billy's +1.
She'll nod because she has no idea. She's like, I'm going to end up getting into trouble.
Who does she go in with?
Vinny or Mama?
Probably Vinny, because she feels like, she feels a bit like that, Mom and Billy are, well, they're stunning and they're striking, and while she's not completely unattractive, she's not exactly, she wants all eyes on them, not on her.
Her mom will just shrug. It's your choice. I'll see you inside, dear.
Vinny he smiles gently to Nebula, and he gestures to the winter door.
Which, luckily, Fall and Winter are side by side, and walking up to the doors together are Mary and Weston. Tiny, I'm assuming you're going through Greta's door.
Oh no, I'm going through Spring.
Oh God.
Oh God.
So quite a few of the Spring quarters are extremely confused to see you.
Hello, beautiful people.
They don't have ogres really in their court, so
who wants a hug?
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Billy will immediately move from his spot in the spring line and run over and hug Tiny.
And I'll just walk down the line and be like, I'll dance with you. I'll dance with you. Fuck you. You're cool. And I'll go get in line.
Vinny just gently puts a hand on his face.
You
and
guys
just
can actually
shakes his
see where
head.
the monarchs are sitting from the door, and you can see Angelo in his chair with his face in his hands. While Greta seems to be amused by all of this. She is smiling, full of pure bliss, while watching Angelo squirm under this situation.
I do have my cake in my hand.
Okay. So inside, you'll notice most of the courts are sitting with their own courts. There are courtless who are going about mingling with all the courts and passing messages back and forth, but nobody, unless it's for the cross dance where everybody's required to dance with everybody, they're not getting up and interacting with each other really at all.
Vinny kind of cocks a brow at that.
Tiny's just going to
Weston,
break this place.
Weston is whispering to him, a lot of people don't get along. They think their court is everything and they're the best. They're kind of like the Nazis of our civilization when it comes to it, and will take his seat.
Vinny kind of just chuckles softly. And
Nebula's actually going to kind of lean in and go, wait, Nazis, I believe that's... hold on a second. This is the 20s.
Mm-hmm.
No, it would they were just rising to power.
Yeah. Their movement was just getting big in America and some other countries at this time. Granted, a lot of Americans disagreed with them. Some Americans agreed and would push for those causes violently.
so Vinny looks to Weston, and he smiles slightly behind his mask and offers a slight wink to him. And then he turns to Nebula. Well, then, Nebula, how about we stir things up a bit?
Wait, what?
My little troublemakers.
He stands up.
That's what Mary is whispering as she walks off.
Vincent stands
Is she
up.
saying it with us? Does she look like she has a smile on her face whenever she does this?
She's outright smiling. She thinks this is great.
Yeah, Vinny stands up and offers a hand to Nebula. Would you have this dance?
I don't think I've ever been dancing before, but I would love to.
He smiles, and he guides her to the spring side and begins dancing with her.
Most of the monarchs look pleased. Angelo's a cross between disgusted and jealous.
She'll just look over and, granted, it's the white mask that, Billy made, but there's a little mischievous twinkle in her eye as she puts her head on his shoulders.
And he gently puts his hands on her waist and smiles softly to Angelo as they dance.
All I'm imagining is Greta and Tiny in the corner eating cake, watching this play out. You've entered now, Tiny. You've seen this all play out.
Then I will make sure I walk my way to the monarch's table, and I will offer Greta her cake, and I will say, "For the great summer queen." And then I will walk over to Weston. It is an honor to see you again, the great Winter King. And then I will bow to Mary, the wonderful Autumn Queen, and then I will go and say hi to everybody else.
Oh God, no!
You seriously just slighted him horribly.
As you walk off, all the spring quarters are staring at you. You can tell they're in pure shock behind what little you can see through the mask, and you can hear glass cracking from Angelo's place at his table.
Oh no!
Make me fall asleep here.
Terrible.
Make me fall asleep
Oh.
here, douche Bigelow.
Oh my god.
Douche Bigelow.
All right, Tiny is happy. So he's watching his friends dance, and they're dancing beautifully. Who do I want to dance with? I look around.
I mean, there's men and women of all courts and courtless here. You can dance with someone you've met, or you can try to dance with someone you haven't met. You have all night to dance with people, so this isn't your only dancing / socializing you'll be doing.
Oh no, I understand. But the
This
first
is
dance
just
is
like
important.
This is a friendship dance between Vinny and Nebula right now going on.
We get it. We're literally trying to piss off the biggest dick in the room right now.
Wait a minute. No, Tiny is trying to piss off the biggest dick in the room?
No, we get it. All three of you are.
So the dances of the Roaring Twenties were the Charleston, the Foxtrot. I don't know what the Texas Tommy is.
They also did waltzing, salsa, but it wasn't as popular.
Yeah, waltzing still one of the big formal dances along with tango.
Yeah. But this is a more formal event. They're like playing classical music. They're not playing jazz music.
So I'm guessing we're probably waltzing.
Waltzing, tangoing. You could be doing really any dance. Some people would probably recognize it. Others would be like, oh, I've never seen that before.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I will ask her mom if she'll save me a dance tonight.
Josie? Yeah. No, Josie will smile and go, if you catch me, then yes.
I am quick on my feet. I will catch you, my friend. Then I will kind of skitter off.
All right. Tiny's in like a room full of, ooh, what do I want?
I know, it's really bad. He wants to dance with every fairest in the room.
Of course.
Okay. I mean, we can arrange that, but it's going to take you all night.
Or Elemental, because he does like her. And he likes that other one who was telling the stories, and I can't remember her name either.
Telling the stories.
Like when we walked into Springcourt, she was like making up stories about us.
Oh, Lorraine.
I like her too.
I mean, you want to dance with Lorraine, that's not a problem. Lorraine is easy to spot. She always wears light purple. Like, that's a common thing known around the Freehold. If you look for Lorraine...
I'm pretty sure my first, 10 dances are going to be attempts to dance with spring quarters.
Go ahead. You want to try to dance with spring quarters. Tell me which
Lorraine? Or I will walk over to I know Lorraine's color, so I will walk over to her first.
Okay.
My lovely lady, will you dance with Tiny?
Oh, God.
And I will do a bow.
Just imagine that in a mask. She's like in a white and gold bejeweled kind of mask, stereotypical. She looks at Angelo first and the look of anger he has right now, and then she'll smile and she'll go, of course, good sir.
Thank you, my lady. You look wonderful this evening. And I will make sure I turn just enough to have a shit-eating grin and wink at Angelo as I start dancing with her.
While she's dancing with you, she is pulled you over, so you're kind of like half leaned over while you're dancing with her because you are much taller than her.
Mm-hmm. No, I know.
And she's going to whisper, you realize he could probably have you killed and no one would ask questions, right?
I'm completely aware of that.
You like to dance with the devil. Good to know.
Well, of course, I asked you first. He grins.
She does not look happy that he said that, but she will politely just nod and continue the dance.
So do you think you could get popular as we're dancing? Do you think you could get popular enough support to remove him from position?
I could maybe get some votes. It depends on the situation and how we best out him.
Do you think your age would prove to be a problem?
No one here knows my age.
Oh, you looked fairly young, so I did make an assumption. I apologize.
I've always had what my mother called cherub features.
Well, you're very lovely. But I don't. My interest in people is not on a carnal level, so I don't really think on that level.
I assumed if it was on a carnal level, you would be dancing with Margaret or Josie instead of me.
Well, they're both lovely as well.
I mean, and if we were talking carnal pleasures, it's not that hard to make myself look like one of them.
That's true. But I like Nebula a lot, too. She's awesome.
She'll kind of like lift her mask up some, and she looks like a blonde version of Nebula, and she'll throw Tiny a wink and then put the mask.
How do you do that? Oh my goodness.
I'm a mirror.
He laughs. He laughs. He's like, "You're awesome." No, I'm just curious because I know when I've talked to people with some powers, that you were one of the front runners, and I was just curious of what your thought process was on it. He's making sure to keep his voice low enough that he's not like...
Yeah, no, they're like literally ear to ear. They look like they're whispering sweet nothings to each other over talking political. She's like, no, I mean, it's quite apparent I want to run Spring, but I want to run it in a better direction. I don't want drugs and alcohol. Well, alcohol's not so bad, but the drugs really need to go. The
opium is very profitable right now.
Yes, and the opium and the cocaine and all the other stuff he sells on the side, it's kind of making everyone crazy.
Okay. Well, thank you for this wonderful opinion. I love the stance. I meant no offense when I said the devil. I just know that you're clever. The devil is clever in my eyes.
She'll kind of like lift her mask. It's her normal face you see her wear, but you're pretty sure at this point it's not her actual face.
Right.
She'll smile at Tiny and she'll be like, my dear, if I was actually offended, you'd be on the ground. Have a nice night.
Thank you. And he'll finish the dance off, do a bow.
Yeah, like Angelo is beckoning her to him, but instead of going to him, she actually goes over to Nebula and offers a dance.
Funny. I was thinking about my next dance, but I'm going to let other people do stuff first.
Okay.
Yeah, Vinny does a little bow and hands her off to Lorraine.
And as he's leaving, she'll kind of, like squeeze his hand, like, like friendly kind of squeeze, like as almost a see you later.
Yeah, Vinny offers one back and a slight smile as he walks away.
Her dancing with Nebula is not as intimate looking as it is with Tiny. It looks more like sisters or close friends dancing together while she whisper talks with Nebula about how her time back from Arcadia has been so far.
It's an adjustment.
Yes, I've heard quite a few late night rantings from my gang about you and your cohorts.
Tiny really shouldn't have tried to punch him.
To be fair, Tiny probably shouldn't try to punch anyone in the Spring Court, let alone the Monarch. Most of us know how to put people to sleep.
Point very well taken, but still, that came out of left field. I mean, I know that he's very impulsive, but I've been trying to teach him strategy. Greta said something about Go Fish, so I learned how to play Go Fish.
Yes, Go Fish is usually where we start children at. I wouldn't put it past Tiny to need something more challenging, though. He's smarter than he's letting on.
I've no doubt. I mean, quite frankly, I wouldn't have gotten back with the little one if it hadn't have been for him.
Mm-hmm.
What would you suggest?
Huh?
What would you suggest?
For a card game, poker. For something a little more challenging, maybe woodland hunt or tag. But you have to find the person based on their face. A lot easier for me and Mr. Vincent to win that one, though.
Yeah, but if he can't beat a game, there's no way on earth he can beat them.
Dear, the monarchs are mortal as us all, flawless and all.
I don't mean the monarchs.
They're even more flawed than us. They have bigger egos and bigger needs. Do you know why some of us were taken? Well, most of us are taken.
She'll shake her head.
They can't have children. Changelings like us are the closest to children they can have. They just don't understand how fucked up they're treating us.
It's really hard to not understand how fucked up they're treating us whenever they don't survive the encounter.
Yeah. To be fair to them, they don't understand anything about our world. All they've ever known, at least the ones that weren't originally changelings, is what's in Arcadia, and that's a very topsy-turvy world.
I've been trying to learn as much as I can about this one.
It's hard to catch up when you were taken, huh?
Yeah, especially whenever you can't really remember anything.
I willingly went, so I don't know the deal of taken there.
So she's going to kind of lower her voice like really, really quiet. Does he really have contracts of servitude on all of you?
They're employment contracts. They're not servitude, I would say. We just have to work a certain amount of time and then we're free. Since when we came to the city and joined Spring, he took care of us. This is our way of paying him back. I mean, think of it as, yes, it's sort of like indentured servitude, but say you're a freed slave and you make it to the north.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to work for room and board anyway. You're not actually free.
No. I just don't necessarily think it's a bit... It just seems a little bit extreme to expect someone to actually lick shit off of your hand.
There are some people who don't challenge that, and he's typically disgusted by those members. But, like I said, it got worse as time went, and he smoked more and more of that Eastern drug.
Oh, the stinky pipe from across the sea.
The opium, yes.
So if he quits it, he might be better?
It's hard to say. I've seen people try to quit. They didn't ever fully recover.
She'll kind of purse her lips at that.
Have you ever seen someone use morphine on a patient?
She'll shake her head.
It's got a great deal of uses, but the need for it after it's coursed through you is ridiculous. Some drugs should just be avoided until there's no other option.
I can agree with that.
I have taken too much of your time. As soon as the dancing's, I'll see you around.
She'll nod and smile.
When the dance ends, Vinny just kind of looks over to Mary, and he smiles gently and kind of offers his hand.
She'll stop making kissing motions while pointing at you and Tiny and take it.
He like shakes his head slightly, and he helps her up and says, "Well, would you have this dance with me?"
Of course, my dear. She looks over at Angela, who's just like a ball of shaking rage at the moment, and you can see Greta just smiling and glowing as this happens.
And Vinny like gracefully dances with her. Like it's like brother and sister pretty much, but and plus their hair is like looks so similar whenever they're dancing.
To be fair, Tiny, when you see them side by side dancing together, they actually, you can't really tell them apart. Mary is literally a girl version of Vincent.
Nebby's just gonna kind of be on the wall watching Vinny and Mary dance and just kind of just be grinning.
I mean, the only thing Mary really says, unless you bring something up, is, wow, I never thought I'd see Greta, harvest from the Spring King again.
He chuckles softly and he says, "But isn't it so nice to see him exhibit a little bit of a different emotion?
Yes.
Too bad it's not fear or despair."
I wouldn't take any of him in me if it was the last option.
He smirks. "We're so much alike, aren't we?"
Yes, I don't let filth in my body.
"Nor do I."
Yes, you just want the good doctor.
He stops like, and he can't say anything for a second while they're dancing.
As soon as he stops, she'll kiss his hand and she'll walk back towards her seat, smirking that victory smile. This guy, by the way, is standing behind her chair watching everyone.
Oh, Vinny's mask looks kind of like his.
Like, he has not come out to dance. He has not come out to say anything to anyone. He is literally like crouched, leaning over the side of her chair, watching people.
Yeah, Vinny kind of like slips into his seat. His hand is kind of like on his chin, and he's leaning into the table.
You can totally see Mary leaning over to Weston and whispering something to him at the moment.
He is like glancing between them, like, "Oh my god, what are you saying?"
I'm gonna notice his rather his embarrassment and just kind of walk over and kind of slide her arm through his to kind of, like, it's okay, I'm here. Because I don't understand what's going on. I just know that he looks really uncomfortable at this point, and I'm gonna try and be there for him.
He gulps softly and then looks up to Nebula, and he offers a shaky but gentle smile.
I'm not going to put a picture up at this moment. Weston is gone from his chair, by the way, now that you've looked back up. Tiny, you didn't even see him move. And Dorothy is whispering in between you and Nebula's heads to your ear, there's someone on the balcony who wishes to dance with you, Mr. Vincent.
Vinny blinks and slowly gets up.
I'm removing my arm.
He heads outside to the balcony.
Very cold hands grasp his shoulders from behind.
He gasps. And then he He slowly turns to look at the person who's grasping him, but he could pretty much tell.
It's the doctor. He's laughing. He's like, Mary said you wanted to dance. And so I don't freeze the whole dance floor. This is probably the better option.
All right.
You two can have your moment. Nebula and Tiny, you also both can see the new guy with Mary, who is in fact whispering with her now. Yes, Vincent is totally having a romantic moonlight dance on a balcony.
Aww.
He also repeatedly cocks and uncocks his head like a crow would at you two.
I'm just kind of observing this. Like, brow furrowed, like, okay.
Tiny just, I don't know, does almost a childlike waves rapidly at him, confused as to why he's staring at me.
Mary whispers something to him and he stands up and he walks over to Nebula. Would you like to dance for the night?
I would be honored.
You will notice his hand actually has little bitty feathers, like real thin, little tiny, almost like a baby bird feathers across his fingers.
Oh, I love these people.
Tiny, are you still watching people, or are you looking for more Ferris to dance with yourself?
Oh no, I have a specific person in mind. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting, letting other people do stuff. I don't want to take their time.
Well, right now I'm alternating between you guys and giving you fun things, and Nebula's getting to dance with an autumn night, so I'm sure she's having fun.
I will take the flask that I've been waving at people, put it into my left jacket pocket, pull out the other flask in my right jacket pocket, and I will walk over to Angelo.
Oh God.
Well, hello, great king of spring. I brought you a present.
Oh God.
It is a flask of alcohol I bought myself, not was given to me to give to you. And I would like to know if you would like to dance with me. I feel we've gotten off on the wrong foot, and I would like to remedy that.
I do not feel like dancing right this moment, but perhaps later in the evening.
Okay, it is your loss. I am quite skilled. But thank you for a moment of your time.
You're welcome, Sir Tiny.
It is actually good alcohol, though. It is not shitty alcohol. Shitty alcohol.
But like Josie actually ends up having to taste test it before he'll drink out of it, which is the funny part.
That's fine. It's real alcohol. It's good.
You also see Margaret at a table full of other girls that are Ferrists.
Margaret!
Because we all know this is what he's been waiting for.
Well, actually, part of before I walk over to Margaret, I will stop and go, just to let you know, the only reason I didn't take you up on the offer of going underneath the table for you was because we haven't danced yet, so I didn't know you quite as well enough to go there. And then I will wander over to Margaret.
Greta's looking very confused. She's not sure she wants to know what her ex-husband's been up to. Margaret is at a table with... They have like masquerade flapper girl costumes on. Like they literally had Dorothy combine the two genres.
Every one of you at this table is so amazingly stunning. Sadly, this lovely one here has caught my eye, and I was wondering if you'd like to dance with me. Please and thank you.
She'll sit her martini down. She'll stand up. She goes, one dance, but careful, I might burn you.
It's totally worth it.
Hashtag how to get into a flame siren's heart. Let her burn you.
Yep, I'm used to pain. We're good.
So yeah, she'll dance with him. She's like, so is this just a normal dance, or did you want to talk privately?
How are you doing?
I'm doing quite well.
Good.
I will have to thank you, though. I have not had to go under the table since you visit our court.
Oh, I'm so glad. He offered to let me go under there, but I told him he has to dance with me first. We'll see if he chooses.
I'm sure your tongue is very talented.
He kind of dangles it a little. Oh, it's got a mind of its own sometime.
Hashtag for our viewers. Enjoy this. Enjoy it all.
But I'm glad that you've been well, though. So, do you only work at the freehold, or do you do something else as well?
I right now only work at the clubhouse. The Spring King runs.
Understood.
I tend to spend a lot of time with Pauline and a couple of the other flappers, but they're not spring quarters, so they're not really allowed where I work.
I understand. I don't know if I'm allowed where you work at this point. I might have lost my temper last time I was there.
It depends. Most court lists aren't allowed where I work. But once you join a court, if you're there on court business, he can't really deny you.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I'm still kind of weighing the options. If anything is tempts me of the only thing that I've met that's tempting for your court has been you, though. So, and he'll dance and small talk mostly.
Okay. Yeah, no, she'll totally gossip with him. She'll even tell him names of people, who they are in their court, like if they're a summer court or court list, that sort of thing.
He doesn't have like expression dance. He's more based around athletics. Like he's just purely an athletic person, but he's actually not bad at dancing.
Yeah. She'll even mention the guy that's dancing with Nebula and say his name is Louise. He is a bodyguard known as a knight. Every monarch has knights. And his job is to keep Mary alive and safe. And he has been protecting Mary since a year before they escaped Arcadia together.
That is awesome. That would be a really good job. I like protecting people. If you ever need anything, you can always look me up.
Oh, that's sweet. She'll actually at the end of this dance, she'll give Tiny a kiss on the cheek, and then she'll also inform him that every mask here plays towards the role that I think my boyfriend's playing my Pokemon, but yeah, every mask plays towards everybody's role in the freehold. In some way, there's a decoration on their mask or their costume that explains what they do. So if he wants to meet more political leader types or knights, look for something towards that. If he wants to meet just normal common folk, look for plainer items.
Understood. Well, then I didn't do that, so my mask says pretty much nothing about me.
Well, you technically haven't joined Summer yet, so.
Oh, you think I'm going to join Summer, do you?
I mean, your overlay says Summer Court.
Oh.
So bite me.
She looked at the camera and said that.
I rejoin the others.
I do. And I give them the information I was given. Apparently, the masks have these thingamabobbers, and the thingamabobbers designate kind of what they do.
I will actually ask the knight about the feathers.
He kind of chuckles. He's like, "You sure you want to know?"
Yes.
His chuckle, by the way, is very dry. Like, it's not a happy chuckle.
If that's something that you want to share.
I don't care. It's fine. Hold on. Where's his sheet? He goes, "It's because of the fact I am a beast."
Tiny saved a beast. I kind of had my hands full with a little one.
Good on you. I have to get back to my post now. Thank you for the dance. And he'll return to Mary.
Thank you for the dance.
He'll nod to Nebula as he walks off. He's a very stiff, like, there's not much. It's as if he's military and on duty at the moment. return to his seat after sharing a single cigarette with Vincent and a dance. Well, cigar.
Vinny has like sort of. People don't usually see Vinny smiling like genuinely. It's like more of a snarky smile. Right now, he has that like soft, happy smile, like as he's sitting down. He's like gently like playing with his fingers.
Hey, Vinny, how was your dance?
He doesn't have any words. he
Maybe
just
he's just gonna
nods.
smile at him.
This girl has come over and has immediately grabbed Tiny's hand and pulled him off for a dance.
Who dat?
Yeah.
One of the other spring quarters, Anne.
Well, hello. Dance, dance.
She'll smile and she's like, hello.
I haven't met you. I am Tiny.
I'm Anne of Spring.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Anna Spring. You're quite lovely. I like your mask. I'm going to try to look and see if there's any sort of decoration on the mask.
Her mask is similar to the headdress I have for her picture. It looks like it's made out of silver and it's been like speckled with like little gold flecks across it. It looks almost like she should be like a little ball of light.
Okay.
And the dress she is wearing is white and gold.
Okay. Is there anything that stands out as to what her purpose in the court would be?
Besides the fact that her mouth is uncovered and her lips have been painted a bright red, no.
Okay.
Like it literally stops right below her nose.
I see. So, how are you this fine evening? Are you enjoying the ball?
I'm doing fairly well, but I am sadly here to give you a warning.
I get a warning?
Yes.
What kind of warning?
One that you should be very careful. And she like leans close, like almost like she's going to embrace him. And to Vincent and Nebula, it looks like she's actually kissing him.
Vinny blinks.
And she's whispering while making it look like that Angelo has hired some help to deal with his Tiny's rudeness.
Oh, are you the help?
Oh no, I just
Good.
don't like Angelo.
Few do. Are you political in nature? Are you looking to take his place? Or do you support another?
I would not mind leading the court, but there are things I need to put in order before I can fully lead.
You'd only have a month.
I do.
Do you know who he hired?
All I know is there's some mercenaries from the court lists.
Oh, okay.
Most mercenaries are ogres, beasts, or darklings.
Yeah, I figured as much. That's okay. I mean, the worst case scenario is they try to attack me and then I die.
And I would have to weep over your grave.
It would be sad. I mean, but my grave would be huge. Just to let you know, Tiny, just a nickname. I'm really big.
Oh God. You actually see like blushing spread from the bottom of the mask, like down to her neck, but it's not pink like normal blushing. It literally is like light.
I've never seen anyone like you.
You've never seen a bright one? Mary's a bright one.
Mary. She doesn't glow like you do that I've seen.
Have you ever heard the story of will-o-wisps?
Yes.
She's more like a will-o-wisp and I'm more like a orb.
Well, it's extremely lovely. It is a lovely trait. I am big and strong and
I'm sure you are.
I was made to be this way.
We all were. I
appreciate the warning.
Not a problem. I would hate to see the rabble-rousers fall apart.
Oh, I won't fall apart, and they would never give up even if I did. They would continue being...
She motions like slightly at Vincent and Nebula. That's what we are calling you three. Everyone sure remotely called the rabble rousers.
I like the name, but they're more important than I am anyway.
Oh, you don't give yourself credit. Everyone pulls apart.
Oh, I'm hoping to pull somebody apart soon. So, thank you for the warning. And he will finish the dance up.
If you're into killing, I might have a job for you.
I don't mind killing. I don't like to hurt children.
It does not involve a child.
Okay.
It does involve someone who steals children, though.
That would definitely be okay. We can talk about it later, though. Right now, I got to let my friends know that I might be getting killed tonight.
I have some sweet whiskey calling my name. See you later, Tiny.
Goodbye. It was lovely to meet you.
She'll throw Vinny a wink as she walks off.
Vinny chuckles softly and looks to Nebula.
She was called a bright one as I walk back over.
Wow. So, is that your new beau?
Me?
Mm-hmm. What was
No.
this?
Oh, she was just telling me that Angelo has hired someone to hurt me or kill me.
Wait, what?
Vinny blinks.
Angelo has hired someone to hurt or kill me.
I'm scanning around
So-
for anything I can, like, kind of precursory glance to kind
Right
of
now,
anything
everyone
I can-
looks like just they're enjoying the party in their own ways.
They
Nobody,
said it was probably the courtless, and she said it would probably be a beast, an ogre, or a darkling as the normal mercenaries.
anything
So-
I can jury rig.
But
Just
if you will excuse me, I have something I must do.
what?
So
oh God.
No, what are
So
you doing,
Vinny-
Tiny?
What?
Hold on.
Here.
What's Vinny doing?
Vinny immediately gets up. He puts a finger up so because Tiny knows that's to be quiet and everything.
That means stop talking. Like he will literally in the middle of be like, that means stop talking, and he'll look over at Vinny.
Tiny, please stay here.
Oh, but okay.
Before you go do anything,
I'm not doing anything bad.
no, I'm not accusing you of doing anything bad.
You
What
think
is-
I'm going to?
No, what is it that you think? What is it that you're thinking of doing?
Oh, nothing violent or anything.
I'm not saying it needs to be violent. What are you thinking of doing?
I had a question for Greta.
She'll look over at Vinny. Do you want me
Tiny, it's best you stay here for right now.
I'll stay here for right now.
If anyone that we do not know approaches you, approach them with caution.
I will do so, but he gestures to himself. The ladies are loving the suit, so they may want to dance with the tiny.
You do look very handsome. I will give
You look beautiful, and so does Vinny. You look very beautiful as well.
Vinny is the whole time they're talking. Vinny has kept his ears out, listening to people whispering around. Because he has a cute sense of hearing. Blah, 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 blah.
You can hear Josie and Angelo saying something, and Josie says something like, "Really? Here? Now?" Angelo says, "Yeah." They get up and they leave the room.
Vinny slips off to the side.
Yeah, that's literally the only thing that sticks out besides like people talking, court gossip or dancing, or one of them talking about how amazing the other one's legs look in their outfit.
as I see Mom get up and leave with Angelo, remembering the whole "yeah, your mom's a whore." She's literally going to snort, like not really snort her nose, but kind of crinkle her nose, not at what Mom's probably doing, but what he's probably having her do.
Mhm. So, from Vinny hearing that, he slips up and he just kind of tries to like not draw attention to himself like he normally does, and kind of follows them.
I mean, most people aren't paying too much attention anyway. You see him go into a room. There are two women who are very muscular outside the door for women, and
Mhm.
one very tall male who's not bearing any signs of spring court, like the two women standing outside the door as if to guard it.
Mhm. So Vinny doesn't hide or anything. He approaches them, and he offers a gentle smile.
The guy goes, "What can I do for you? This
Oh,
isn't the bathroom."
Oh no, I was here to meet with Josie and Angelo. They just entered, correct?
Password.
Fuck. See. I'm going to try to.
God damn it, Tiny.
Let's see. Is there any way? I know he's a diviner, and he can sometimes like foretell something.
You could
So
try.
okay. I don't know where the rolls are. I'm trying to find it.
I still think that's great that everyone thinks you're remotely named that. It's beautiful. I believe that would be a. I need to look that up. Hold on.
Let's see. Diviner. Your character could dig within primordial truths. Oh, he has to enter a dream state.
What you would probably need to do is actually go into the bathroom or somewhere you'd be safe, private, and
Mhm.
enter a dream state to see. But seeing how they're both awake and conscious, I don't think that would work on them in this manner, at least at this moment.
So what I'm going to do, since he just said that, and it's like not even been a few seconds, I can only use this once per scene, and he does have a debt because he was given that big warehouse, and he has no way of paying for that. So
Okay.
I'm rewinding time by 10 minutes.
Oh, you motherfucker. Oh, okay. Now I need you to read exactly what it does. Does it rewind everything or just what's around you? Do you rewind with it?
You rewind with it, but
But you keep
everything
your
plays.
memory?
You keep your memory, and everything plays out the exact same.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So he's basically back into his seat. He sees them leaving and everything,
I
and
am
he's
going to say this. As this happens, Tiny and Nebula have the strongest sense of deja vu.
there's a glitch in the Matrix.
You don't know what the Matrix is. It's 1923.
There's a glitch in my flask.
yeah. So Vinny gets up from that, and he goes to the bathroom, kind of listening into everybody as he's going, and he tries to figure out the password.
Unfortunately, in the men's bathroom, when you go in, this one, Anne, is in there for some reason in the men's bathroom.
Anne's in the men's bathroom.
Yes. You have no idea why.
He has an idea why.
She's just looking at him, smiling.
He tilts his head.
Did you need a little extra oomph for the night, dear?
No.
Mm. She's rolling up a piece of what looks like a paper cigarette almost and lighting it.
He taps his lip. You hear things around here.
Well, I am a emissary of the Spring Court, so it's my job to be on top of everything and everyone. She says that last part with like a playful smirk.
Would you happen to know Angelo's private password?
Oh, why would you want to go in Angelo's room?
For the safety of my friend.
Okay. Rabble rouser. I'll help you, but you have to agree to help me. You get two options to choose between. You can either owe me a boon, or you and your two friends, Nebula and Tiny, can help me destroy someone.
He chews his lips slightly. And he doesn't want to answer for Nebula, but he knows that Tiny would answer yes. He says, I cannot promise that Nebula would agree to this, but I would do what you're asking if it's me and Tiny.
Fair enough. A pack is made, she says, and she blows the smoke into his face, which comes out like a blue color. She then leans over and she whispers fellatio in his ear and walks out of the men's bathroom, handing a guy a little vial of white powder as he hands her some money.
He sighs softly, and he slowly walks over towards that direction again.
Guy repeats the same thing. Are you lost? This isn't the bathroom.
No, I am here to see Angelo and Yossi. They just came in here, correct?
Password.
Fellatio.
The man chuckles, but one of the women starts to lift up her skirt, and you realize she has something taped down, and she goes, well, if you insist, but then laughs and unlocks the door.
He steps in.
Are you making yourself like well known as you step in, or are you trying to be quiet about it?
He is not like making himself completely well known.
So, you know those room dividers that were like real popular for years, the wooden ones?
Mm-hmm.
There's one of those set up between the door and what you assume is where the bed is, because there's lots of pillows and curtains leading that way. Yeah, what Nebula typed. But it's muffled as if like her mouth is covered or full of something.
Ugh.
Oh, Tiny's sofa turned in a great moment. And peeking around the corner, there's no actual. I'm trying to find a polite way to put this. There's no actual technical sex going on. Right now, Josie is literally tied up and hanging from the ceiling with what looks like panties stuffed in her mouth. Angelo is nowhere in the room. At least that from what you can see. Yeah.
Vinny is scanning the room.
The only things in there is a balcony, a very tall gold mirror, like standing mirror that's very ornate and has like decals of what look like goblin fruit painted onto it.
Mm-hmm.
A dresser, the 4-post bed, and then Josie hanging from the roof. Well, silly.
Okay, so he goes to Josie and takes the panties out of her mouth.
She kind of coughs some and she goes, what the hell are you doing in here?
I found out that he put a hit on Tiny, and I'm trying to figure out a way to save him.
Okay, First, you need to get out of here. I'll help you with that later. But if he finds you in here, it's going to be worse than a hit on your head.
Vinny takes a deep breath.
Do not leave the party until you leave with me. That's one way we can keep Tiny safe. They won't kill anyone in front of me. I will fix this somehow. Just, you need to get out of here or you're going to end up in a worse position than me and Tiny combined. Because I've seen the man fuck a guy to death and I don't want to see that happen to you.
Vinny nods, and the first thing that he thinks of is, well, there are 2 guards standing outside, and they'll definitely look at.
See the balcony?
He nods.
Think you can make the jump to the other one? If not, you can also shimmy across the ledge. But it's more dangerous than just jumping.
How well clean does he keep this place?
Yes.
Vinny's eyes are scanning the room like he's trying to find a spider.
There's no spiders, no.
Oh.
Like, as you're looking, she's explaining he cleans the room, has the room cleaned twice a day.
If I really needed to find a spider, I should look into his
Now,
box of drawers.
there is a mirror, just like there are mirrors in the main party room.
Okay, that will work.
That was why I mentioned it earlier, and then I was like, wait, I don't think I remember mentioning fucking mirrors when I first introduced the main party room.
Okay, what is the loophole? Was there a mirror near Nebula where she was sitting?
Yeah.
Nebula, Tiny, and them?
Like, each of the side walls are lined with mirrors, and the tables were from the middle of the room all the way to those walls.
Okay, so he traces his finger around the mirror, and he says in the mirror, Nebula.
Nebula, you're sitting there actually enjoying a non-alcoholic tea, sweet tea someone brought you, a little peaches and shit in it. So it's real nice upscale tea. And the next thing you see is Vincent just appear next to you.
Yep.
I'm probably going to startle to the point that I all but knock it over.
Tiny, you can see that your friend Vinny is back. He appeared out of nowhere. They gave you tea that had whiskey as a fruit in it. Tiny, you're muted, by the way.
Hi, Vinny.
Vinny smiles slightly to Tiny, and then he mentions, well, I followed Angelo and your mother.
As you're explaining this, you have seen Anna's taken a spot at y'all's table and is just sipping her drink, smiling and watching you explain to them.
Oh, God.
Hi.
Yes, it is something. Your mother said we should not leave until we leave with her.
Am I allowed to go do stuff now then, at least?
I've
been sitting here for hours.
He stuffed them back in her mouth.
Well then, I mean, that's one way to cover your tracks. Eddie, the distance Dom.
Things I did not need to know about Mom.
Then I believe Vincent is leaving out a very important detail of this story.
No, there is one other part.
Ooh, what?
Okay.
I agreed to help Anne here. And to... It was kill a man, right?
Yes, Tiny would know a little bit about what it is.
Oh, she wanted me to kill somebody.
Yeah, I agreed to Anne that I would kill a man with time.
Wait, did I agree to kill a man?
What?
Oh, yes, beautiful, you did. And she's petting the back of Tiny's neck as she says that.
I don't remember agreeing to kill a man. I remember you telling me you wanted me to kill a man.
Oh, Vincent, are you saying are we made with glamour will be broken?
Vinny, looks too tiny and he chews his lips slightly.
To explain the situation, the man I want killed is someone who sells children to the others on the other side.
Oh.
Does it have to be fast?
Doesn't have to be fast, but I would like it done before January.
That's tonight.
Technically, January 5th is what she would like it done by.
That's the day after Sean's birthday, which has nothing to do with this game.
That's it.
Yeah, okay.
Is this loyalist here?
Yes. He works for Angelo. He's a fellow spring quarter. He usually guards the door of Angelo's room. He's one of 2 men I want killed. The other one I will not ask you for help with. It's personal.
I believe I talked with that man.
You did. You also talked with the 2 Trues that hide out with him pretending to be one of us. They're what we call exiles. The other Trues kicked them out for one reason or another, and now they're stuck living among us. They are not the problem, though. They do not know what he does. And they I have respect for, because they do not take children.
Okay. Well, little one, it was nice to see you. He gives Vinny a pat on the shoulder. He gives Nebula a pat on the head. He gives Anne a kiss on the head, and then he wanders off. He's rubbing his hands, and he looks very happy with himself at the moment.
Vinny calls out before he runs off. Vinny's like, "Stay in public."
Yeah, I got it.
And if you ever want to go in private, I work in the men's bathroom.
Yes, she does. He rolls he just shakes his
He
head.
works in Vin's bathroom. What are you doing there?
I sell medicine.
Oh. Okay. I don't need medicine, but thank you.
As she says that, you see another guy come by and slip medicine, money down the front of her dress, and she pulls out a little vial and hands it to him, and he pockets it and keeps walking.
Nebula's just kind of leaning.
And in the back of...
You with us again, Vinny?
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay. Nebby's just gonna kind of lean in and go, "You think you can get him to me alive?"
Oh, God.
24 hours to go.
If you want to get him alive to Nebula, you can try. He won't come anywhere with me, though. That is why I need outside help.
I could... He, grimaces at the thought of this. Seduce him.
I just need a place to work.
Oh, what kind of work do you do here?
Let's just say that he won't be the first one I've caused his death. I got very skilled with it with Master.
She's going to pull out of the front of her dress, from the corset under it, a key and hand it to Nebula. This goes to my room. It's easy to clean up in there.
She'll smile, take it, and kind of pocket it. I mean, it's kind of in it's going to kind of go in her bra, and it's going to kind of show a little bit of the damage.
Nebula, so you'll prepare the room while
Oh, we're doing this tonight?
I'm there. Sorry, I cut
And
off.
I was like, oh, so we're doing this tonight?
Oh, are we doing it tonight?
That's up to you guys.
We can do it tonight.
Does anybody want to ask what Tiny's doing?
I'm actually about to ask what Tiny was doing. I was letting them wrap up the conversation.
Okay, just let me know.
Are you guys still talking plans of whether to do this tonight or not, I guess?
Yep.
All right, so what is Tiny up to?
Tiny is walking up to every courtless person he can see and is like, did Angelo hire you to attack me?
Oh, God.
Oh my God, no.
Oh my god, no.
Okay. Wait, which ones are you mainly approaching? Are you approaching males or
Ogres,
females?
ogres, beasts, and darklings. Sex doesn't matter.
Okay, so basically just needs to now go through all of her shit and figure out which ones are the fucking...
I heart you like, whoa, don't hate me.
Too late. Nah, okay. I don't...
Tiny, Vinny was trusting you.
You had one job, Tiny. Okay, so one of them actually, the one that would probably be the easiest for you to talk to right now is a beast also, which is their leader of the courtless, actually. Which she's a beast Chatelaine, so that'll be fun.
I don't know what that is, but that's okay.
They're like perfect servants, butlers, maids.
Oh, I love them. That's a concept I have next. I'm going to make the Black Butler as a character. One hell of a butler.
Yeah, as soon as you ask her that, she stops smoking her cigarette, sits her shot of vodka down, looks straight at Tiny and goes, "Excuse the fuck out of you?"
No, I'm not excused. Angelo hired someone among the courtless to apparently kill me. So I was curious if it was you. I don't know anybody.
One finger and lets out the
Hey, that means to be quiet.
The highest, shrillest whistle you could hear, like to the point you're pretty sure everyone's cups would break.
Ow.
Nebula, you hear the whistle. So does yes, Rachel is here.
He's covering his ears. Oh.
She's going to like shrink it. Her neck is just going to kind of shrink into her shoulders just because it's on, her teeth are on edge.
So Vinny, he has heightened senses, so his ears start bleeding, and he immediately like gasps in pain and grips his ears.
No, I broke my knee.
I'm gonna try and treat Vinny's ears.
She looks apologetic to Anne's table with you guys. Anne is like handing Nebula napkins, trying to help. This woman, though, goes, "First, I'm calling a parlay. This is neutral territory for a formal event. Secondly, I will have it known none of my people are allowed to do hits on anyone, no matter who hires them, before fucking going through me."
Oh. So you don't know who it is?
Oh, no.
Oh, I'm sorry. You seem upset. I didn't mean to make you mad.
You sit down, to Tiny, while still holding the finger up.
Oh, sorry. I shouldn't have been talking. And I sit down.
All hits on this ogre are canceled. All hits done by Angelo of Spring are canceled. If I get word you are working for Angelo, I will have your balls castrated and sent to your wives.
She's
And
probably my new favorite person.
that is all she says before she takes a seat. Vincent, your ears don't feel so bad anymore, and you heard the whole speech.
Oh, he relaxes a bit, but like I assume they like still kind of hurt, but they don't hurt really bad.
Like they're stinging, but they're not bleeding.
Yeah.
No tinnitus for you.
So he exhales softly.
I didn't know your name.
The name's Betty Collins. I run the courtless.
Oh, hi.
She shakes his hand. Not that I really want to, but somebody had to keep these scallywags in line.
You do a good job. That whistle was bonkers hurty.
Yes, us beasts always have something animalistic about us.
Oh, I didn't know you were a beast. That's cool. My friend Patricia's a beast.
Vinny looks to Nebula, and then he mentions, well, that answers for us doing it tonight.
Yeah, that does.
Did Tiny accidentally do something good?
Maybe.
Woohoo.
You're one of the rabble rousers, aren't you?
I was told that's what our modally was called.
Modally?
Remotely? Have you made the pact of communion?
No, I still haven't even gotten to decide what court I want to be in yet. I've met everybody now, though, and I kind of have an idea. But I don't know if they'll even take me.
What court do you want?
I like Greta a lot, and I think I can work for her really well.
Well, when the vote comes up and we talk about it, I'll vote for you.
You are amazing. You are my third favorite courtless person I've ever met.
She chuckles. Now, why don't you call your friends over here? They seem worried about your actions.
He, being who he is, just turns in his chair and goes, Vinny! Nebula!
Oh my god. Oh my god. Vinny, like, kind of has that face of, I don't know this person. I don't know.
The fair sprite one leans over to where Tiny can see her, and she's looking at him and just blows a kiss in his direction, laughing.
I think Anne's in love with me. I'll look at the courtless lady and I'll say, I think Anne's in love with me.
Anne is a flirt.
I know.
It's her personality.
I mean, look at me. How could you not love me? I'm beautiful.
You are the most beautiful ogre I've ever seen.
I don't know how to take that phrasing, but I'm okay with it.
Nebula's just going to look over at Vinny and just kind of shrug her shoulders and start heading over there.
Vinny tosses the bloody napkins into the trash as they walk by.
Vinny, are your ears okay? Because I didn't mean to make you hurty.
I apologize if I injured you.
I took care of it.
All right.
I am sorry if someone went without permission and took a hit out on your friend, and trust me, that will not be acted upon. If you wish for guards to escort you home after the events tonight, that is perfectly fine with me.
Is it okay to include Mom?
Who's Mom?
Josie.
That's fine, but I mean, Josie is probably the most ruthless fighter out of all of us.
She'll smile at that.
You will notice she is adding milk to her shot of vodka, by the way.
Oh,
interesting.
Faye are such silly folk.
So, have you all picked out a court yet? I know Tiny's thinking of going with Greta.
I am, because I like Greta. She likes cake. I can't eat cake, but it's okay.
And I'm sure our new friend here who I saw dancing on the balcony. I think I know where he's going.
Who were you dancing with?
That's
Vinny
him
Vinny
and
doesn't
whoever
say.
he was dancing with.
What?
Vinny like gently squeezes Nebula's hand, like as a sort of thanks.
Am I getting yelled at again? What do I do now?
Just don't worry about it. If he wants you to know, he'll tell you.
Fine. He tells me nothing.
Mary from her chair is doing hand kissing motions at Vinny from across the room still.
He's has like his hand over his mask, just kind of like shaking his head slightly.
I think Mary wants to kiss you. But she's a little young. I would be careful.
No, that's Mary saying he wants to kiss someone else.
Oh.
Miss Nebula, what about you? What court are you looking towards? Or will you be joining my league?
I don't know. None of them really feel like home.
Have you spent any time among us courtless yet?
No, most of my time has been with my nose crammed in a book trying to catch up because I don't remember anything from before.
That's not going to help. Why don't you come out with me tomorrow? We'll hit the town together. See how you feel.
Does the town hit back?
I don't think the town hits back.
It's a phrase, and seeing things that are from your past are more likely to jog your memory than reading about stuff.
My memory doesn't show.
Greta did give me my file.
That's always useful.
What are some things that triggered memories?
Oh, it could be anything. It could be a song, a scent, a sight. It could be a certain object. And sometimes the emotions and memories come in separately. You might get a flash of something, or you might get a feeling that you know that before you actually remember it.
Like whenever I saw Billy.
Yes.
Billa, billa, billa.
Billy is very good at pulling people out of dark, blank spaces. She'll put out the cigarette and then light a brand new one before it's even half done.
Well, he got me to stop crying.
I'm glad. I was sad you were crying.
Billy is very good at that. He is everything a spring quarter should be.
If there was a man older that had his pure heart, he would actually be right to rule.
It also depends on the contest that's held and who has the stronger connection. That's the one problem with Billy and why he couldn't rule. His connection is strong, but it wasn't as strong as Angelo's. He needed some more experience with life.
That and he was born away.
That's probably what made him so strong to begin with. The court's power comes from Arcadia. We're calling upon
Vinny rubs his
gifts
chin.
given to us by those from the others. Or did they not tell you that the 4 seasons are true, Faye, also? They're not like other true Fae. They have no interest in taking anyone. We respect them and pay tribute to them. They give us power to protect ourselves.
Is that why they get otherish? Like, I can't even look at the doctor.
She'll put her cigarette out again. This time she doesn't light a new one, and she'll turn and look at you guys fully. Most of the Trufe who have recent escapes were changelings before. As we lose our clarity and our weird grows stronger, we become more like them. That's why so many of us, we indulge vices so we don't grow bored, but we're always careful with what we indulge. We try to maintain a balance so we don't go back. And the call as you go will get stronger. You will feel those urges to go back.
That doesn't sound good.
It's not hard to ignore. Some people can't. From what I heard, Angelo is the one who hears it the worst. It's like a screaming song in his head, as Josie put it.
Is there anything to be done to help him?
To help him? Probably not. There is a theory it's because of his age, though. He hasn't aged at all since he returned. And he returned in 1904, so...
So he's pretty old.
Yes. I mean, well, Anne told me that there were records of someone who looked similar to him from 1882. So, not sure exactly if it was him or a family member or what. I do know this, though. You don't want to piss Angelo off too much. Since most of the mafia in this area are under his control, I would be careful with that. But she looks at Tiny. I may actually get Greta to take you in because she's got a member of her court who could use someone who's a hard hitter.
I hit things hard.
And she looks at Vincent. And I don't really need to do much work to help you out, young man. You've got him practically eating out of your pocket.
Wait, him? Who's him?
He goes softly.
Tiny, don't worry about it.
And
I hate other people knowing things I don't know.
Miss Nebula, from what I could tell, you could probably fit in anywhere. Anyone, court or courtless, would have a use for you.
You're useful.
You have your pick of the litter, as they would say.
I'm just not
What makes her
sure.
beautiful. He smiles softly to her.
There's so much that makes her beautiful.
All I'm hearing is that stupid pop song my little sister that's 12 loves in my head. You don't know
What's
what makes
that?
you beautiful.
Okay, Heather did not understand the first thing that Vinny said.
Vinny said, and that's what makes you beautiful.
She's
That she
gonna
can be. That she can be like anywhere. That she's multi-talented.
Even if you pissed Angelo off with your face, your appearance, your creation, couldn't do much about it. You've got a skill set he needs. The summer need, the winter need. Autumn has the most of it. And courtless, we welcome everyone. We're all about equality, she says with a smirk.
I want to be where I can do the most good. If I pick a side, it makes me biased.
I'm biased.
I could agree with that on some level, but I don't think it's biased to choose. For example, if you went spring, no one would judge you because your mother and brother are there. you would want your life with your family. If you went autumn, you wouldn't be biased because they have the hospital and that's where your skill set would best work. You go summer, that's where our military forces. They're going to need someone to stitch them back together.
And if you went winter, that's where little one is.
And everyone already knows out of all the 3 rabble rousers, you're the one that likes kids the most.
Can I let you in on a little secret?
Sure.
Tiny looks absolutely devastated by that statement.
Wait a minute. You're not. Hold on.
I'm not saying anything. He just looks devastated. Like, absolutely.
I was thankful that Master gave little one over to Tiny rather than me. Little one was afraid of Tiny at first. He still probably is. Not as much now. But without Tiny, I couldn't have taken him. Tiny looks big and scary, but he's got a heart of gold.
Tiny is interesting.
My heart's actually made of mangoes.
Well, then.
Something interesting to know about him is that I could see Tiny within summer or spring.
That is true. Just like I could see you in summer, spring. Well, not summer. Vincent, I could see you in spring, autumn, or winter, or even among my herd.
But if they all have need of me, I'm gonna need to be able to move among them.
Then you would probably want to go for an emissary route if you chose a court, or go courtless.
I have met the courtless boss, and the courtless boss is really awesome.
I am the courtless boss.
Yeah, she's just basically pointing at her like, wait a minute, I thought that was
you.
Tiny has a shit-eating grin on his face. Like,
she chuckles. Not that I want to be the boss. We go on election, though. Since I was nominated to lead, I do my job. It's better than whoever has the strongest mantle gets to wave their dick around the most.
Vinny rolls his eyes and looks at the empty throne.
Psst. How does Greta and Mary wave their dick around?
They get wooden phallic objects and wave them around the room like that.
That sounds fun.
Nebula's just gonna kind of like face palm.
Anyway, I am being beckoned to dance with my cousin. I shall see you all later. And she will trot over to an ogre and begin dancing with him.
Vinny smiles at looking at that.
I didn't do anything bad.
I'm not saying you did anything bad, Tiny.
I know what Vincent thought I was going to.
You were over there asking. Oh, Jesus Christ.
How else do you find
It's
someone?
not that.
I was.
Vinny raises a finger.
That means to be quiet.
It was not that you did anything bad, Tiny. It was the fact that we were worried about you.
Aww.
I appreciate it.
We love you. If you just go running around asking people if they've, if you're the one that is going to like try and kill you, what was to stop them from doing that here?
Apparently her. I'll point over it.
I had no way of knowing that.
I had no way of knowing that either.
Vinny, and if she wasn't here, and
Well, then they would
this
attack me,
scenario was completely
and then I would
and
have
you would die.
I would have a wonderful snack because they would be in my belly.
Tiny.
I am better than they are. The rabble rousers are better than them all.
Tiny, we're 3 people inside 4 different courts.
4 people, Anne whispers as she walks by.
Wait a minute, who?
Anne,
Oh,
the bright one.
Man, I like
She says 4 people.
Yeah, she said no. 4 people, and kept walking.
He blinks.
So, I think the spring lady who was telling the stories about us, she wants to be the king.
The queen.
yes.
Well, same difference.
And see, from what it's been made to sound like, most of the spring quarters want to be in charge.
Yeah.
But she seems to have her shit together, and the only complaint I've heard about her is her age, which she told me today that her age is not what it appears.
Tiny.
Vi-
Hold on. I'm going to ask you something, and I want you.
Go fish.
I don't have the time, for you, my dear.
Oh, okay. What's up? I feel like Vinny's going to punch me in the face. I will be good. What?
Lorraine wants power.
Right.
Wants it to the extent that she's willing to do. I'm not going to say anything, but almost anything to get it. If she wants power, and we've already seen what power does to people, if she wants it, she's likely to already be mostly corrupted by it.
But she wants to get all the drugs and the bad stuff out.
Vinny, he looks to Tiny and he says, "That doesn't matter. There is one person out of everyone that we have talked to
Out of everyone y'all have talked to so far from the spring court.
that did not. She would.
Who?
Did I cut out again? Sorry.
Yeah.
He says, there's one person that mentioned that she did not want the position, but she would take it if she needed to.
Is that her mom? Is that Josie?
Josie and Margaret are both the ones who said they would take it. Anne said she wouldn't mind being in charge, but her main issue is getting people to listen to her and keeping her own personal shit taken care of. So it wouldn't interfere.
I think Josie makes the most logical sense personally, but I don't know how deep her debt to the Spring King goes. If she'd be even willingly being able to take it.
She mentioned that she would take the position if somebody was unjust in it. And she's already found Angela to be unjust. There, I finally got it out. Jesus Christ, internet.
Well, she, the only, the problem, hold on, coherent thoughts. She's the lady said she's also a great fighter, so that's good too.
He nods. She's
Yes.
a fighter. He looks to Nebula.
But it's her mom, and I don't want to put her in danger. Because I love Nebby Poo.
Well, I love you too, Tiny.
You look so nice tonight. And you danced so well with Vinny.
Well, thank you.
Vinny takes a deep breath.
d- d-
The only way I see him effectively going out of power.
Murder.
what?
Nothing.
No, that is not what I was going to say. We need to find a way
To murder
to
him.
break his influence with the Mafia.
Oh, I can do that.
He looks to Tiny.
My entire family's from the Mafia. I was doing that since I was a kid. I shot my first person when I was 9. Dad helped me held the gun, but I had to kill him or else they would know I wasn't fit for the position. And then I ran my numbers for him. I got in trouble once for it. That's why Greta knows me. But she thinks I'm this big bad person. I'm like, I was 13 years old. I was running a bunch of monies. It was from bookies. Oh, no. But see, I don't see why the deal with the mafioso and Spring Court have to be together, because the Mafia could be just as easily handled by the Summer Court, who also runs the police, to keep it more in check. Less random violence, more controlled. I mean, like, what is the term I'm looking for here? Organized crime.
As Tiny's on his ramble of intelligence, the little bit of knowledge he has, Nebula, you see Greta standing right behind Tiny.
As I am sitting over there, just pinching what is left of the bridge of my nose, because she's trying to interrupt throughout this entire, like, the whole, cease and desist, like where, you take your hand and you're just kind of trying to quote unquote air chop your head off. Like, no, just stop.
Are you choking?
No.
Okay, but no, you have to understand. What?
A hand has been placed on Tiny's shoulder.
I look up above me just a little bit, and then I let my big long tongue out to like touch the hand. Hi, Greta. I was just talking about you.
Hello, Tiny. She wipes her hand off on his shirt. And
I was just talking about you and some ideas I had.
Tiny.
Yes, dear.
I have a job for you, but I would require you A, to join the Summer Court, and B, to take a vow of secrecy for.
I want to join the Summer Court.
Nebula is going to take grab hold of Vinny, place her hand on his shoulder and stand up and move away, because it's secret, is it not?
Yeah.
Yeah. Vinny will guide her away.
I don't understand this vow stuff.
Our words are power. When you make a promise.
It's like yeah. What Vinny does is he just starts dancing with Nebula just to make it seem natural.
Okay. And she's going to explain to Tiny that they basically have magic now that enforces promises they make.
Oh, that's awesome. I don't promise unless I mean it 100% anyway, so that seems to make perfect sense.
I want you to come to my bedroom to see the job.
His eyebrows raise, but he doesn't say any of the things that are popping through his brain at the moment.
Well, come along.
He'll get up and wander with you.
Waiting for maniacal laughter from the others over this.
I feel it building up. Tiny's going to say something terrible. It's going to happen.
So she'll lead him to the door, and she'll unlock it, and she goes, anything you need to say or questions you need to ask before we go in.
No, I'm good.
Okay. And she'll take him into her room. She'll start to leave him in. There's music playing. There's someone singing along with the music. And she's like, you are being invited and hired as a summer quarter to play the role of Knight.
Knight. That's like the bodyguard people, right? Who would I be protecting?
You will be protecting a young girl who is very important to me named Amelia Rivera.
Amelia Rivera. I would protect her.
Who is sitting around the corner of
Oh,
in the separate adjoining room. And like as soon as they walk in and she sees the girl with the cigarette, she marches right over and takes a cigarette and is like, "No, you're only 15."
Hi, Amelia.
Wait, actually, is she 15? I need to look at her fucking sheet now that I think about it. I can't remember how old I made her. Yes, I've had a long night. For anyone watching wondering, leave me alone.
She does deal with Tiny. That makes a long night.
That has been a very long night. Oh, never mind. No, her mom leaves the cigarette in her hand because she's 18. This is my daughter, Tiny, and I would like her protected and for Angelo to not know she exists.
Okay.
She'll smile. You have to vow that no one who could let it slip to Angelo would know. You do not speak of her unless you can 100% trust them. She is
Like-
cutting her hand open as she says this.
Speak of her as in her existence or as her being your daughter. Is Amelia allowed to be known that she's around, or
Mother prefers I'm not known to exist. Everyone thinks I'm just some nameless changeling girl.
oh, okay. Would you like to be my friend and hang out with me?
I would love to be your friend. She smiles exactly like Angela would. And while he's talking to her, Tiny feels something slide across his palm. A painful slide.
Yeah. He doesn't really wince at pain. Pain's abstract to him at this point.
She then puts her cut open hand against his cut open hand and she goes, "Swear it."
I swear it. I will not tell anybody that I do not 100% know, will not tell anybody of her existence, and I will protect her
From
or
all
die trying.
of danger, abuse, or corruption.
Mm. From all forms of danger, abuse.
Or corruption.
Outside corruption? I can't control what she does.
If you think she's getting herself in too deep or into an Angelo-like situation, you pick her up and carry her back.
Understood. Is that okay, Amelia?
She shrugs.
All right.
You feel the lovely tingle of glamour exchange. You now have
Ooh.
an oath. And she has knighted you and has stepped forth to do a pledge of sorts, announcing to Summer that y'all return, Amelia coming with you, that you are now a knight of the Summer Court, and Amelia and you are in a motley together.
I got a modally.
A motley. And she goes, "To the 4 members of the Rabble Rousers."
She's rabbly now with us.
Vincent and Nebula, you hear this.
I'm sitting over here thinking that we have not even exchanged pledges ourselves, but I'm going to raise the sweet tea.
Yeah,
The rousing is revelry.
Vinny just
Now.
blinks.
Before my asshole of an ex-husband returns from fucking one of his random whores, why don't you take her to y'all's stable?
She Tiny's doing the same thing with the shh when he says that, because that's Nebula's mom. Shh.
Because she's wrinkling her nose. It's not quite, it's not at Greta. It's more at what she's saying, because she's like, calling her mom a random whore.
Oh,
She's not random. She's the most important one.
Ha! Never mind. So yeah, Amelia will actually sit with Vincent and Nebula and go, "What? Are you two like an old married couple or something?"
This is Vincent. He's awesome.
He's cute. I'd give him a 6 out of 10.
At this, Nebby is just like rolling her eyes like, oh my god, we're back to this shit again.
She motions at Nebula. I'd give her a 5.
I give her 5s from time to time. I hold up my hand.
She'll give him a high five.
Oh, you're cute. Like children. And she'll inhale on her little stub of a cigarette.
Vinny just sighs softly. He, in his mind, he's like, this is just my life now.
Oh. Well, welcome to the what they're
Rousers of Rabbles.
rebel rousers.
She'll smile and like walks by and she stops and she goes, "Why are you guys sitting at the table with the shade?"
The what?
The shade. You realize she's more dangerous than any of the courtless Angelo hired for you, right?
No.
She's an assassin. And Anne like does a cross motion with her fingers and like back steps away from Amelia.
Nebby's just watching this like, what?
Maybe she's gonna kill me.
Oh no, we did an oath, Tiny. You're my guard. I can't kill you.
Oh yeah, I got her backs. And her fronts. And her sides and sides.
I feel like I should yell for my mother.
Well, not like that. I mean, no, not like that.
You're a little old for me. I'm sorry, Tiny.
I am pretty old. But that doesn't mean we cannot enjoy a dance. Will you dance with me?
Vinny just sighs.
I will dance with you. Yes, you will notice she does not actually give off any mantle.
What happens with, as in regards to my mantle when I give my pledge?
Your mantle right now it would be equivalent to a 3, but if you complete tasks, it will go up.
Okay.
To what you have there. She'll go, well, I guess this courtless will be dancing with a summer quarter, and she'll stand up to dance with Tiny. Nice meeting you two.
Nice meeting you.
As soon as she's gone, Anne takes her chair and is like dusting everything off, like dirty, 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 dirty. Okay, what do you two know about her?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
She literally just appeared one day working 4 years ago. No one knows why Greta won't arrest her. She's killed like 23 different men in the past year.
Vinny takes in a deep breath.
I think we're going to have fun, Amelia.
If that's the case, I don't know why Greta hasn't arrested me for what I was forced to do. I can't tell you the number.
Nebula, what you're forced to do and what you do for pleasure and harvesting are 2 different things. She harvests from those she kills. She takes glamour and fear from them before she kills them. Tiny is totally just like getting the, if you have any questions while we dance, ask them now talk, by the way.
Right. No, he's going to be, so are you really an assassin?
I wouldn't call myself an assassin. I'm a vigilante.
I'm done with that. I like to kill people as well. So if you need any help, let me know.
I don't enjoy to kill. The people I kill are the way to destroy the man I want to destroy.
Ooh.
I want to see his world crumble. I want him on his knees in pure sorrow before I slice that throat of his.
Who's that?
She starts to say, and then Josie and Angela return and she shuts up.
Oh, God.
Well, it is really nice to know you. I am tiny, and I play really, really dumb. I'm only really dumb. So it's only one really, not two reallys.
She kind of throws a wink at Tiny while they're whisper talking and dancing, and she goes, "It's better if they underestimate you."
That's the plan.
I mean, as far as Mother and the summer court know, I'm just a normal teenage girl.
That's true.
I mean, Mother only lets people think I'm the shade because, I mean, look at me. Who's going to believe a girls can actually kill ogres or other men?
Oh, you should, Nebula. Oh, I believe it. He gets real serious. He looks over at Nebula. No, I believe it.
Nebby's oblivious to this.
Nebula can. Oh, she knows how to inflict a lot of pain before she kills as well. She was the only one in our keeper's person that rivaled me, and that's saying something.
Once the song ends and they start returning, Anne scoots till she's like sitting between Vincent and Nebula and Vincent, and they put Amelia between Vincent and Tiny. And you don't have to be so scared of me. And Anne's just like, bullshit.
Vinny just smiles slightly.
Anne, why are you so scared of her?
Well, I mean, besides just the fact she's a homicidal maniac and a darkling.
What's wrong with
Vinny? Yeah, Vinny just kind of blinks and looks to her, and just he offers like.
Amelia looks like traumatizedly like offended. She's like, I'm not a darkling, I'm a fairest.
Look how gorgeous she is. Of course she's a fairest.
And she goes, yeah, well, what else are you? And she goes, I'm also a helldiver and a Hunterheart. What's your point?
Ooh. Those are the ones that do the thing with the stuff. And the thing. Excuse me.
Anne goes, so are you two doing my little job tonight, or shall we postpone for another evening when there aren't children sitting among us?
There's children here?
Amelia has snapped her cigarette in half.
Tiny's looking around for Billy, thinking he's arrived.
Billy is literally doing some kind of weird cross dance between swing and tango with Mary right now.
Vinny just looks up to her, and then he smiles, and he says, no, I believe there's... He looks off to the woman that said no hits to be held on Tiny.
The whistling lady recommended against that. Here.
Vinny raises a finger.
That means to be quiet.
The only reason she said that was because it was come to light. There's no reason to not do something. In fact, we can carry out our task and make it appear as another member of the court.
I have a question, Amelia says. What court is this target you're after?
Nebby's actually going to lean in and just kind of there's a look of it's not quite ire, but it's the possessiveness, and it's like it was promised to me.
Oh my, well, aren't you an adorable little lady? I like you, Amelia says with a smile. A smile that is exactly like one they've seen on Angela's face.
Entire group. Oh.
Do you want us to help you acquire this target for you?
Nebby's looking over at Vinny since he's the one that made the original pledge.
Vinny smiles and nods to her.
Anne whispers, it might make sense since all of Emmy's, the Shades targets our spring quarters. I just want to see that world burn, is all she says, lighting a cigarette.
Tiny
Well-
likes her more and more.
Vinny smiles softly and he looks to her. Well, I know the target. I know his face. I know the details of his face.
Well, then, Mr. Vincent, was it?
He nods.
That could be useful if we want to cover up our doings until later.
Looks like I have a room to go prepare.
Don't mind the plastic coverings, is all Anne says as she goes to the room.
Tiny's brow is furrowed at the moment and just shakes his head at a stray thought that comes.
Tiny is getting flashbacks to his mafia family.
No, like literally, I watched Anne go, she's a homicidal maniac that murders people. Don't mind the plastic for when we go murder this person.
Right?
What?
Anne is Anne. She's bipolar, okay?
No, it's fine. It's just to confuse Tiny a little bit. It's easy to do. You can
Yeah.
tell him to find the corner in a round room, but still.
So Anne is gonna ask Amelia, so am I safe? And she goes, I don't know. Are you safe, spring quarter? Tiny, you and Vincent, I assume, are all that's left at the table right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you're enjoying this lovely exchange.
Stop it. Let's go.
What?
Stop it.
I wouldn't hurt my ex-girlfriend, she says, standing up.
That's your ex-girlfriend?
I like to call her that.
You two would be an adorable couple.
Anne rolls her eyes and goes, ugh, she didn't even pay.
But that girlfriends don't pay.
No, I meant for the dinner. She literally dined and dashed on me.
Oh, man, this going to be a hard vow.
Amelia laughs and goes, I was 13 at the time. You really expected it any different? Anne just needs to loosen up, learn to have some fun instead of keeping that chastity belt on.
You wear a chastity belt?
I have to wear something with Angelo as king.
I get that.
Vinny looks to Anne and then looks to their new friend and he says, how hard would it be to figure out what this man's preference is?
I mean, it's not that hard. I've slept with him, Amelia says plainly.
You like girls and boys?
She just sighs and goes, yes, Tiny.
That's awesome.
Not that I liked this guy, but I needed information on a target.
So this man.
Romantic.
What would you say? Do you think my normal face would work? But I don't think my normal face should be the one that guides him away.
Honestly, I don't think any face would work over, some green fairy or a pipe. That's the one thing that really gets him going.
Vinny remembers what she handed to him earlier.
Oh,
I
what
see.
Anne gave him earlier?
Yeah.
The marijuana.
Oh, it was just marijuana?
Yeah, that's all it was. That's all Anne does is marijuana.
Oh,
Anne is not a hardcore drug addict like most of the other spring quarters.
oh well.
But she does sell. I mean, he saw her selling, so. Okay. So, while you figure out what you're going to do, the room, by the way, Nebula, when you go in it, is almost completely everything covered in plastic for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like warehouse plastic over everything, even the walls.
Okay. Is there anything underneath the plastic? Like if I peel it up, is there anything that I can jury rig, or do I need to start hunting around for things in another location?
There is a small, like short, I would say about 8 feet long dining table. There's a bed, and then there's like some dressers and stuff.
And the dressers, do they have metal, or do they have, or is it, do they have like metal?
They have wooden
handles,
handles, but when you're like looking around, one of the drawers is full of different sized knives and medical scalpels and needles.
Oh, fun! So I don't have to jury rig shit.
No, Anne's been prepared for this for a while. I mean, most of the quarters have been prepared for this.
Then I am just going to start taking and laying things out real carefully.
Okay, so we'll go back to Tiny and Vincent.
What do you need me to do, Vincent?
I was going to say, if Vincent wants, he can use my face, Amelia says. No one knows my name anyway, so no one can use my name against me. Stefan, are you still there? Well, Steven?
I think he's muted.
Yeah, he is muted. He's been having internet issues, so.
Sorry, it got lagged again.
Yeah, we figured that's what's up. No, Amelia said since no one knows her name, he is welcome to use her face, because then no one can use contracts to get her because they would need her name.
Oh, okay.
That's how I get my work done, she says with a wink to Vincent.
He nods. So you use her face?
Yeah, he can use her face, and then Anna will give him a couple vials of her merchandise to take with him.
He nods.
Which it is, let's see. I am literally looking something up real quick because I have a list of what was around in the 20s and shit. It's a brownish yellow liquid and a syringe that is handed to him.
He slips it. He slips it inside the his suit jacket.
Anne whispers, "Try to avoid actually giving yourself any. Fake it for you. Give him a full dose if you need."
He nods.
"Do you know what that is?" she whispers.
No, I do not.
I was going to say, if you wanted to try to know, you could obviously roll a streetwise medicine roll.
Okay, I'll go ahead and roll it then. Streetwise medicine. No, I'm not rolling nothing because I don't got nothing.
Okay. I was going to say the only other thing you could roll is wits, so.
Oh, he can roll wits.
Yeah.
Okay. So Let's see. Eight, 9, 8, 6, 7.
You recognize it because you being from modern times and this is the past, and what was on the rise in the 1920s in Chicago for a cheaper price than cocaine or morphine or opium was heroin.
Oh, heroin. I see.
And to Nebula's written question, that will not actually numb it because in the 1920s it had no numbing effect.
Ah. See, because I'm thinking of like modern heroin.
No, like original heroin as it was described was it made you feel like you were on fire all over your whole body.
Oh, this is going to get fun.
Vinny nods, and he stands up and slips into a dark corner where he can mold his face.
And, this is also a good cover because AKA the Shade is sitting at a table in public view where everyone can see her.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a great, what the fuck are you talking about? She was here.
She didn't do anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm keeping her out of being corrupted.
Oh, that was a hard laugh there. Okay, so now wearing the Shade's face.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember if mirror skins actually get anything mentally from it, like memories or information.
I don't think so. Let me see. Mercurial visage, shape, appearance like putty, making an entirely new face out of composite pieces of people she met or seen in photos. No
Yes.
penalties for lacking equipment. Do you mean roll for it?
Yeah, go ahead and roll for it.
Okay, what's plus chapter 2 plus word, so.
I'm just sensing the excitement from Nebula.
This is kind of my wheelhouse. I mean, take a look at my Ananasi for God's sake.
See. 5 wits. Sorry, I'm 3. And then, no, I didn't want to. 1, 2. Okay, and then roll. Okay, so I have enough. 8, 8, then, or, what is the difficulty again?
Oh, standard's 8.
Yeah,
Okay.
8.
So he has 2 successes, so that's definitely enough for him to mold.
Yeah, you mold. You oddly have you didn't get anything extra from the molding, but you have this tune you don't know from where stuck in your head also.
Huh.
Because,
that actually does make sense anyways, because he's an oracle, so.
yeah, that's one of the reasons I was asking about it while looking over your sheet.
Yeah.
All right, so you go back down to the hall to Angelo's room.
Mm-hmm.
Same guard.
Yeah.
Private room, ma'am. Password if you're invited.
Oh, I was just looking around.
Mm-hmm.
He looks up and down at the person, and then smiles.
Ma'am, I am not a commodity to stare at, so unless you need something, I'm going to need you to escort your way out of this hallway.
He slips out the heroin and says, "Oh no, I was wondering if you would want to have a good time with me."
One moment. 4d20. Oh well. He I mean, kind of looks at the two girl guards who are like, "Yeah, we gotta go." He's like, "Yeah, let's go. You got a room, or you need my room, or we could go to the bathroom."
No, I have a room.
Yeah. Anne's room,
And
by the way, is 69.
okay. So he starts guiding him to rooms number 69.
Nebula, you can hear them approaching. You can actually hear the guy going, "Can I go ahead and have a hit before we go in? I'll make it worth your while."
Oh, well, of course then. For such a
I'm
beautiful man such as yourself.
I am right by the door waiting.
He
Like
he gives him a greedy amount
It's
just for you. And then
oh
like
no,
he says,
he is not happy. That was not how he was expecting it to feel. And he actually cries out in pain and has fallen over, screaming, "I can't walk. I can't feel my legs."
I'm opening up the door and dragging him in.
yeah,
And I'm looking over at Vinny like, "Come in here and watch this because I want him in pain as long as possible." Because
okay.
Brownie's Boone.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody's watching me, it goes by a lot slower.
Yeah. Also, for some reason, you have the urge to have a piano wire in your hands right now, Vincent. You're not sure why.
He is watching her, but he's also kind of glancing to see if there's a piano out of the corner of his eye.
There's no piano in the room. It's just a weird urge. Like, you don't want the actual piano. You just want one of the wires to be wrapped between your fingers and stretched between the two hands.
Oh my!
Yeah, he's kind of actually looking for a wire that he can hold into his hands.
There's like yarn for knitting with in the room, and that's the closest you have to it.
So what he starts doing, like that is kind of really creepy, is he starts taking. Is there, if there's yarn, is there thread?
Yes, it's threaded yarn for exactly what I said before, like knitting needle.
He bunches it he traces it between his fingers and bunches it up to a point where it's like it's weird. He just keeps doing it and watching her.
Nebula, you can do any kind of roles you want to do to enjoy this. Tiny, you are surrounded by flocks. Because apparently, even though you're an ogre, you've made a great impression upon the ladies and young men of the courts.
I will, keeping my left eye out on Amelia, I will do happy dances around with people and keep them satisfied with the tininess of Tiny.
Amelia is actually has Louise sitting with her now, and they're whispering to each other.
Okay.
Yeah, Vinny is slowly having a sadistic smile spread across his face as he's watching them.
She has got. Give me just a second here because I'm gonna
do roles.
Yeah, I'm actually going to start doing roles, but the general gist of how she is starting is there are only two tentacles on the floor because the rest of them are holding him down to take the bed sheets and tie him down to the four-poster bed so that he can't move.
Oh joy.
Up, he can't there's literally nothing that he can do to stop this.
He's like whimpering about there being fire in his body and he wants to stop burning.
So Vincent is milking all that despair he's letting off.
One tentacle on the lips. Shh, darling, the fun's just starting.
Oh God. I mean, I'm not going to really make you guys roll because my rolls have all failed for this guy. So I'm assuming this ending with y'all doing cleanup after you kill
Yep.
the
Yep.
Fade to black. FTB. No,
So-
literally. Can I at least describe what if someone what actually if they find the body, what they're gonna find?
Yes.
There is a Y incision that has been made, and every last organ has been harvested, and it's actually bled into the cavity as she has sliced open she's actually like sectioned off the organs before she picks it up and moves it out.
Dang. Oh, and the whole time Vinny was just watching her with a really creepy, sadistic smile on his face.
Oh, see, note for our viewers: the creepy statistic small is strictly Vincent. The shade
Yep.
takes no pleasure in her work.
Because Nebula hated what her master made her do. This son of a bitch, though, this one is kidnapping children. Oh no!
You actually, I need to add a note while going through his pockets and autopsying him, basically. Discover he was not kidnapping children. People were selling their children to him to take.
It's not the kid's fault. She has no remorse.
Yeah. I'm just letting you know, you now have a pile of receipts signed by parents and other family members who have sold children.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yay.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna be serial killers.
So cleanup duty involves Anne joining you a little after you finish with a group of people who immediately come in and they're dressed as cleaning staff and begin cleaning the room, just wrapping all the plastic up around the body.
She hands them each a gold coin and they leave.
Yeah.
Vincent smiles sweetly to her. Still in that form, by the way.
Yeah, so you basically see the shade, Emilia, smiling sweetly at you.
At me?
Yes.
No,
Because Vincent is still wearing her face.
no, he was smiling at Anne.
Oh, I thought for a minute you said Nebby, so I was like, wait, okay. No, Anne looks at her and just smiles and goes, that is super creepy that you're wearing her face.
Isn't it beautiful?
It is beautiful.
He
You
pets
should
the
go
cheeks.
show that face to Weston, is all she says and walks out.
That startles him a little bit, and then he like shifts back.
Debt paid?
She leans
That
back in.
is-
Debt's paid. Rabble rousers of 5. I'll send you payment later.
It went from 4 to 5.
She's counting herself and Amelia as part of your little squad.
Lindsay's gonna walk in and that poor person.
Oh my god, our characters are terrible.
So
Don't fuck with children.
you guys do notice when you get back, people are starting to clear out. The party's dying down. The monarchs, a couple of them are still there, but they seem distressed. It's Weston, Mary, and Greta talking.
Vincent, seeing Weston distressed, he goes to him.
Have you seen Josie? Like, Angelo came back from his private room, but he left without her.
A chill goes down Vincent's spine. He won't.
We checked the room. There's no blood, no struggle, no Josie. It's as if she wasn't ever even in the room.
He looks to Nebula.
She's gone.
Yeah. Nebula, do you mind keeping an eye on your brother for a while till we figure out what's going on? I don't know if she just slipped out because she was tired of the party or if something else is going on.
No, I got Billy. Where is Billy?
Like, Billy is sitting at a table, not even understanding what's going on, with a huge pile of desserts that the monarchs have set him up with. We figured it's best to keep him out of adult situations for the time being.
Billy will repeat your song when his daddy will visit to come along.
Hashtag Tiny's list of people to kill is growing longer.
Hey,
Vinny has a dark thought that pops into his
Also,
mind.
Tiny, why don't you look around?
what do you mean look around?
Like look around the room.
I look around the
Look
room.
walls around. Because someone you swore right before they said Josie is missing was there sitting at the table, and now she's gone too.
Oh no. Tiny goes a hunting. I need to find a girl.
Vincent, you hear him muttering this as he leaves.
Vincent blinks and looks to Nebby and then looks to Tiny. We need to follow him.
She's just going to point at Billy.
He nods, and then he pats her shoulder, and then he takes off after Tiny.
Mary looks at Nebula. I can take him back to my place for now if you want to go with your friends.
I built survival as a skill for tracking, but I don't really know what goes with that to try to track her down.
Are you actually taking your time to study everything and look for tracks?
I'm taking the time to hunt her down specifically. I mean, this is what I did in my background for a living.
I would say intelligence survival then.
She'll nod to Mary and hot foot it after Vinny.
Yeah, so Billy will just go to a giant tea party at the hospital with Mary.
I got 3 successes. That's not bad.
You notice where Angelo's car was parked is like a bat out of hell, like scorch marks from the tires on the ground, and then you notice footprints, small heeled feet, following it.
I'm going to follow the footprints rapidly.
Vincent and Nebula, are you following too?
Yeah, we're following.
Hot footing it.
Tiny looks a little more bestial in this thing. He is getting like I don't think you've ever seen him hunt, but he is getting on the case. He's not a beast, but he's still. This is what he did.
By the time you guys catch up, she's standing there by a car that is half slammed into where y'all guys exited the hedge, and there's no one in the car.
Oh, she's there?
Yeah, she's just standing there, glaring.
What happened?
The coward went into the hedge.
Which one?
Angelo.
I don't know. I don't know what he's up to. He's never gone into the hedge before.
Where's Josie?
Don't know. She wasn't with him. As soon as y'all said she was missing, I went out looking.
The hedge. I don't want to go into the hedge.
I could go in. I've been in a few times.
I would have to go with you.
You know how many times I've already been in alone?
I understand this. I'm not saying you're incapable.
Your job is to keep Angelo from knowing I exist. I can go after him without him figuring out who I am. Oh, see, Vincent and Nebula still do not know anything, but, Tiny's supposed to be guarding her.
Right.
And she's supposed to be a summer quarter, but she does not have a summer court mantle at all.
Yeah, Vinny is looking between them.
Okay.
And
I will be here. You get a hold of me quickly if you need me.
No.
No.
Tiny, think about it. Who was it that told us that we shouldn't go back there? It was Greta. right before she plucked Harry out of my arms.
I'm not going all the way through. I'm just going to the hedge, maybe towards the markets.
Actually, let's let him think he escaped.
If he's headed anywhere, I doubt it's Arcadia. He'd go where there's slave labor, which is the markets.
Right.
If we probably need to follow him so your mother doesn't end up being sold into slave labor.
Nebby is going to put her hands in her head in her hands and just start crying.
We're going. Let's go.
She looks at Nebula. You can wait here or you can follow. Either way, we'll get Josie back. And she will just walk straight into the hedge.
Vinny offers a hand to her.
I'm not standing out here by myself.
Vinny grabs her by the hand and like guides her in.
You will notice she walks fairly slowly, and she does have like a feral style walk, as if she is a lion hunting a prey, following what looks like odd humanoid footprints, but you can't tell if they're actually human or not, until she arrives at a large wrought iron gate inside the middle of the hedge that says "Welcome visitors," and then like a piece of wood carved in "Market" that has been hung from it.
Nebby is going to look to Vinny and then look to Tiny.
Before we go in here, have any of you ever been to the Goblin Market before?
She's just going to shake her head no.
The rules of reality are not exactly the same as in the real world. Anything can be commodity here, so be careful. If they ask for your name, a fingernail, a strand of hair, blood, it's a good idea not to give it to them. Don't buy anything unless I come over and tell you it's safe. A lot of stuff here is cursed.
Okay.
Oh, and don't look any of the hobgoblins in the mouth, she says as she steps into the gate.
Vinny blinks, but he follows. A thought is crossing his mind whenever he enters.
They are literally the goblins and hobgoblins of the Lord of the Rings movies. That's the best way to describe them.
Yeah, but the thing that's crossing his mind is anything sold there?
Yeah.
No, there's anything sold there. There's like a fucking fenced in area with like what looks like griffins, little mini dragons, unicorns.
No, girl, you know what I'm talking about. That Vinny is looking for.
I know what you're looking for. Like a couple of vendors are like yelling out to you things like memories, get your memories. Another one's like, get your long love. Just stuff like that. And few of them are yelling at Amelia, who's like, are you sure you don't want your jewelry box back, ma'am? Nope, you can keep it.
She's just staying close to them because it's an awful lot to take in.
It's very bright, very colorful, very loud. If you've been to a Renaissance festival, that's kind of what it looks like.
Yep.
So if I was Angelo, I would go for this tent, the largest in the center. It's where living stock is kept.
She'll shudder just because, thinking of living stock is.
She looks at Nebula. Not all of it is human or changelings, but to warn you, goblins don't understand why slavery is bad. They don't think like us. They're different. Think more like cavemen or old plantation owners. Very dumb inbred plantation owners.
Nebby will nod.
And she'll guide her in. And they're pretty much anything you could think of as And there are changelings, humans, children, cockatrices, other animals. There's even a pen full of like hobgoblins that were caught stealing that are now being sold as property as punishment.
Is Mom anywhere among them?
No.
Vinny is scanning his to see if he can catch wind or hear of Angelo.
A couple of them are saying that Angelo has come to visit, but he is with one of the whores of the market.
Vinny is going to follow the whispering, kind of like lead to where they're kind of like indicating, kind of like trying to funnel where all the whispering's coming through, where people have seen him, to find where he's at.
You actually find him sitting nude in the middle of an orgy. And there's all kinds of like pinkish, glittery smoke in the air that smells like addictively sweet.
Is Josie anywhere?
No, Josie is not there.
So
most of the people partaking in the orgy aren't even human. You have people that look like they're made of plants. You've got what looks like mermaids. You've got changelings. You've got hobgoblins. But no one who looks as human as Josie does. So Nebula, you're safe from that traumatization.
Vincent steps to make himself seen.
Is he still wearing the Shade's face, or is he back to his original face?
He's still actually... Wait, no, he dropped the face. Never mind, because I remember he got embarrassed. So, yeah.
He goes, I knew you'd be coming. No, you won't be till you sit down.
He sighs softly. That's not why I'm here.
What do you want, then?
Josie's missing.
And I'm not her keeper.
It's funny that you use the word keeper. He's just eyeballing him.
What do you want? Can you not see I am busy? Nebula, you will also notice he is much more loving in how he touches the creatures here.
He is becoming more like Faye. Oh
God! With a clarity of what, 4?
2.
Shh. Oh God.
And that's his clarity raised since his exile.
Angela, I'm pleading. Do you know anything about where Josie might be?
The last time I saw her, she was going through a mirror. I believe her last words were, "Fuck you and this court. This means war."
He takes a deep breath.
Oh, look, you brought the ogre. Does he want to join us? We have some female ogres. I think we've lost Tiny to sleep.
Nebby is just like literally like her jaw is she's covering her mouth to kind of not let the jaw drop be just there.
I told you it required a dance first. You balked on the dance, so you get none of Tiny's lovin's.
I'm not asking for your love. Love isn't real.
My love is very real.
You're a fool if you believe it's real, he says, laughing.
I've been told I'm a fool by many, and many better than you.
You know, Vinny just starts chuckling softly. You know, for a Spring King, you sound very bitter.
How's it bitter to understand love isn't real? Anything connected to love is just carnal.
Then why does your ex-wife get so under your skin?
Because she's an annoying, war-loving cunt?
War is fun.
I mean, it's not like I ever wanted to marry the bitch, so why wouldn't she get under my skin? She shouldn't exist, but she does. Plus, she's shaped completely wrong when I took her.
Do you really believe that love is a lie?
Yes. I
And
mean, even a parent loving a child isn't true love. It's just the biological chemical reaction in your mind to protect your offspring, your legacy, and power.
So very sad.
Now, if you don't mind, this is the closest I get to going home, so unless you're going to join, you should skedaddle.
Vinny kind of looks down, and tears actually drip from his face because he actually pities him.
I mean, unless you are here to offer your services so I can go home.
Vinny shakes his head.
I knew you fucking changelings wouldn't help anyone but yourselves. Get the fuck out of here.
What is home? I'm confused.
don't worry about it, Tiny. I'll explain it to you on the way back.
Okay.
I didn't say you could stop sucking, is all you hear is you drag Tiny out.
His manhood is not very impressive.
When you guys, are all of you coming out or just you two? Because I know Vincent's crying right now.
Vinny is walking out.
I'm making sure everybody's coming with us.
As you go to walk out, you see Amelia pulling out piano wire and starting to head in.
No, Amelia.
Oh, and great, Heidi, you just used your name for the first time in front of him.
No, I didn't. We're out of the tent, you said.
In front of the Vincent and Nebula, though.
Oh.
I have waited 17 years for this.
It's not worth it at the moment. I can explain why later. I'm not denying you what you want, I promise.
Does my father have some woman between his legs?
Oh, no, it's not that. I don't care about that. You've probably seen worse than that.
She just rolls her eyes and puts the piano wire up.
Come on, y'all, let's get out of here.
And then I look her straight in the eyes and go, "It won't be him. It won't be him you're killing. We need to get him back before you do it, or else you're releasing him from the horror he's in."
The horror he was in was back in Chicago. We had him at a point. This is the furthest he can go towards home.
What is home?
Tiny.
They're walking as they talk, by the way.
I promise you I will explain it to you whenever we get back to the house.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Sorry, I'm not trying to make anybody mad.
Nobody stalls you. I mean,
stalls in the market.
But as you pass the stalls in the market, though, Vincent, you do see a crown that looks oddly a lot like your queen's.
Vinny, his eyes kind of slowly drift to the crown as they're walking away. His body just kind of stopping.
It's a young girl She has short black hair and it's tied up with ribbons, and she's wearing a blue and yellow dress. And she goes, "Oh, are you interested in Mother's crown?"
I'm gonna grab Vinny. We're going.
All it takes is an apple. If you can bring me an apple, you can have it.
We're going.
And outside the hedge, you'll have a moment to explain things to Tiny, and then we will end the scene there. So, how do you want to explain to Tiny what's going on?
He can't go home because he did not start out like us.
He didn't start out like us.
He's originally from Arcadia, Tiny.
Why can't he go home?
He's true Fae.
Because he was exiled for his crimes.
Oh, I see.
You must do something truly atrocious for them to exile one of their own.
Well,
Oh, Tiny, look at me. Master hasn't been exiled.
I don't know.
So I don't know what he did, but they took him out.
Understood. I think.
Well, I'm going to go home and get the stiffest, largest shot of whiskey.
Okay.
Vincent, do you need a drink? Or a ride home?
Particularly both.
Come on.
His eyes are slowly shifting back and forth.
She'll motion towards Angelo's car. Come on, he doesn't deserve this.
Vinny goes to the car.
She will drive him to Weston's, and Weston's there waiting, pouring whiskey into his coffee.
Yep. Vincent goes and starts drinking with Weston.
So you are drinking. Tiny, do you go home to Patricia, as you call her?
Yeah.
Yep. And Nebula, you go and pick Billy up and then go home.
Yep. And I am not. Billy is staying in my apartment, not Mom's tonight.
Yeah. No, that makes perfect sense. Like when you go to pick them up, like they're both passed out, like heads against each other on the sofa with like cake and stuff scattered across their laps.
Yeah, I'm.
Because sugar crash.
Yes, I am.
Patricia.
God help me! I'm going to try and pick them both up.
I mean, Mary's actually very, very light. Feels like she's maybe 30 pounds at most.
I am putting the queen in one bed, Billy in the other, and I'm sleeping in front of the door. So this way, if anything tries to come in the door, then
Yeah.
They gotta go through me first.
So we'll go to bed with paranoid sleeping, drunken stupors of waking up in West's bed in the morning, and Tiny not knowing where the fuck he is in the morning.
Well, Tiny's going to make sure he goes with Patricia and Amelia.
Yeah. And Amelia, though, before she decided to go home with Tiny, made sure to completely wreck Angelo's car. Because reasons. That's been our scene. Good night, good evening, and good morning wherever you live. Hope you enjoyed watching.